This is Professor Mohsen Zadeh. I'm going to show you how to assemble the wheel support for the project number 2 for Engineering 151. Okay, let's get it started. First, you need to have all the parts ready that you have created already. So it should have it in a folder, project number 2 folder. So let's do this. Okay, let's go to say new, and then we go to assembly and okay. So we're gonna bring the first component for the assembly. We call it base. Okay, that's a base, and we're going to turn off all the display except the axis. Okay, all right, so this is the base, and then we say check. Next, we're gonna bring the support. Okay, we're gonna bring the support, and that will be we need to use automatics. Okay, this has to face to the right. Okay, it's facing to the right, so we're gonna use alignment. Okay, so or automatics. This axis should be aligned with this axis, and we're gonna say the distance is 0. Okay, so that's what we have. Next, again, we want to go to placement, new constraint, and automatics. Okay, so we're gonna pick this axis is going to align with this axis here. So wonderful. Next, we can just, if you want, we can just lift this a little bit. Okay, lift that a little bit, and then we go to coincident, the next constraint. Okay, because it's a partially constrained, so we want to constrain that base with, don't forget to click on coincident with this surface here. Okay, all right, so now it's fully constrained and we're done. Okay, all right, beautiful. Now we're gonna go to, again, we bring another support, and that is we do the same thing, because this has to face to the left. Okay, so we're going to click on this axis, and that will be aligned with this one. Let's just give a distance of 0, so it's gonna move to here, and then we're going to click on placement, new constraint, and automatics. Okay, so we're gonna click on this axis here, and it should be aligned with this axis to the of the hole on the left side. So now you see that it positioned, but it seems like this is going through the material. So we're gonna grab this 3-dimensional wheel, and then we're gonna push it up temporarily, turn it off, and then say coincident. We're gonna coincide this surface. Don't forget to click on coincident again, and then you coincide with that surface, so it positioned nicely. Okay, great. So next, we're gonna put the 2 bushings, one in this hole and one in this hole. So we're gonna go and bring bushing. Okay, and then we say this is that axis, align. Always you want to make alignment with that axis. Next, we're gonna go to coincident, and we're gonna coincide this surface, okay, coincided with this surface here. So it's gonna go nicely, it's gonna fit into that hole. Okay, so we got it, and let's repeat that again for this hole here. We're gonna put another bushing in there. So we go to bushing, and we're gonna click on this axis and the axis for this hole. All right, and then we go to coincident. So we're gonna pick this surface. Okay, that surface, we're gonna coincide it with this surface here. Okay, it's gonna fit into that hole. Perfect. Next, we're gonna bring 2 washers. Okay, this is 1 washer. We're gonna place this washer aligned with this here. Let me see if the washer, yeah, okay, is gonna sit on this side here, so align with that one. And then we're gonna say coincident, so we're gonna coincide, the surface of this washer is gonna coincide with the surface of the bushing. Okay, make sure you have a coincident. So we're gonna click on that. So you see that the washer is nicely made with the surface of the bushing. Okay, we have that nicely placed. Okay, that's a washer that is touching the surface of the bushing. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna move it a little bit around so you can see it better. And let me turn this off so it will be more visible. Okay, everybody can see that. Now we're gonna bring another washer, and that will be, we're gonna just zoom it a little bit so you can see that this axis should match with this axis. And then we go to coincident, so we're gonna coincide that surface with the surface of the bushing. Okay, so now all right, let me see if it I think I made a bad mistake. Okay, so I'm gonna just remove that X. I'm gonna bring the washer again. Okay, so it's easy. If you make mistakes, you just say, okay, I'm gonna start all over again. So we go this axis, we're gonna make alignment with this axis. Then we go to coincident, so we're gonna coincide this surface here. We're gonna coincide with the surface of coincident with the surface of the bushing. So see that now is correct. All right, so we have check, and you can see that the washer is sticking out a little bit. Okay, next we're gonna use the shoulder screw. Okay, we go to, oops, no, I think I'm wrong. We're gonna bring the wheel. Okay, next we're gonna bring the wheel, and that wheel is here. So we're gonna make this line align with the axis there. Okay, then we're going to use coincident. Maybe we're gonna coincide this surface here with a coincided with a surface of this bushing. Okay, so we have the wheel placed in there. All right, so we say fully constrained, we are okay. And next we're gonna bring the shoulder screw, and that will be that line automatics with this line here. And then we're gonna click on coincident, so we're gonna take this surface here of the shoulders and coincide it with the surface of the washer. And then we're gonna flip it. Okay, we're gonna flip that. Perfect, we're gonna fill up that, and now you can see the shoulder screw is sticking out from this side and is holding the wheel. Okay, all right, so it's not a perfect design because there should be some tolerancing, some spacing between the two solid surfaces. I think it's not a good design, but we're just learning, we're practicing how to assemble these pieces. I don't think this was designed for that application that is supposed to be, but that's fine for time being. Okay, we're learning the algebra aspect of the calculus. So if you want to take calculus, you need to know algebra. So this is the techniques of assembly I'm showing you. Okay, so do not worry if you are the designer, then you know that what I'm talking about, because this surface here is touching this. So you can, if you wanted to, this wheel is going to rotate, or you use the pulley or for some other application, there will be a lot of frictions between the two surfaces. Okay, all right, so great. So let's just bring the nut, and that's a nut, and then we bring the nut and we click on the axis of the nut and align it with the axis of the shoulder screw. And then we go to coincident. We're going to coincide this surface and coincide with the surface of the washer, and this is the washer coincident. So perfect, fully constrained. So we have that. Next, we're gonna bring the bolt. Okay, there are a total of 4 bolts, so we're gonna bring the bolt, and this is 1. Okay, and then we're gonna align it with this hole, and then as soon as I click on coincident, see that the bolt is gonna go in there, but that's not because it's not fully constrained, so we don't want that. We're gonna just grab this wheel, and then we're gonna lift them up a little bit, okay, and turn this off, and now you can just say coincident. You want to coincide this surface here, that surface, you want to coincide it with the surface here, that surface right there. So now it's perfect, it's fully constrained. We're happy, and we're gonna do the same thing. We repeat the same thing 3 more times. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit faster, and we're gonna click on that one, and then I'm gonna go to coincident, and then I'm gonna grab this and then lift them up a little bit, and then we go to coincident. We're gonna coincide the bottom of this bolt, and it should be coincide with okay, let's see, component. I think I want model. I think I should go back to component placement. Okay, and that should be coincide with this surface here. Okay, so we're happy. So all right, so we go to this bolt. Okay, and then we do the axis with this axis here, and then we say coincident, and then we're gonna grab this, lift it a little bit, and then we say okay, and we're gonna say coincide this surface, coincide it with this surface here, that surface there, so it's fully constrained. Repeat the same one more time. Bolt. Okay, we're gonna just grab this axis, matches with that axis, and then coincident, and then we lift it a little bit. Okay, turn it off, so we can go to coincide that surface, and then coincident with this here. Okay, perfect. So we just assemble all the components. Okay, you can see that everything is ready to go, and now you can save it. Okay, you can save this. So for example, if after you save it, then you can you click on explode. Okay, exploded view. Now you need to just do some editing. Okay, you have to edit the position. So we're gonna move this to the side. I am going to move this bushing here, and there should be this wheel. We're gonna move it to the middle a little bit, and then we have the let's just zoom it a little bit. Okay, so we have the this here goes here, and then we have this a washer, and this knot should go outside. So we have the bushing goes first, and then the washer, so the people that are trying to assemble this, they know which goes where, and which one is, you know, the bushing should be placed inside this hole, one on this side and one on this side. So the spacing between them, you know, proportionality by eye. So just make it a little bit of distance, or maybe I'm going to move it a little bit further. There's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so let's just temporarily just put them a little bit further away, and then this one will go closer. So I'm going to just lift this base a little bit closer to here. So just we might want to make it more cosmetic looking, good looking type of, you know, exploded view. So next I'm going to click on this bolt, hold the control down. Simultaneously we're going to lift all those 4 bolts a little bit higher. Okay, so you make it higher, and and so sorry about that. There was a phone ring, so that was a little bit of distraction. Sorry about that. And next we're going to maybe I'm gonna push this a little bit to this, a little bit away from that, and then this one a little bit further to the side. So now it looks like we have everything under control. It looks nice. So, and if you wanted to use Cosmetic Line, now you remember that you have to go to View Manager. Okay, you go to View Manager, and then in the View Manager you got to click on Explode, and then Edit, and then Save. It says, do you want to save the default? You say yes, and then update the default. Yes, close. So now if you want to assemble, is assemble. You're going to explode, so it looks nice. Now if you want to add the Cosmetic Line, edit position, that's a Cosmetic Line, and make sure that you click on the bottom right, down below on the right hand side, click on axis. So you want this axis goes all the way through to this axis here, and then we say apply. Okay, so that's our axis, and then we know that this goes with this, apply. Okay, and then we have this axis goes with this axis, and okay, apply. All right, or maybe if it was twice, I clicked it twice. If that happened, I can easily just click on one of the line and then go to explode line and delete them. Okay, delete that. So let me just go back to this line here. So you see this window opens up, and make sure you click on axis. So you want this axis to match with this axis. Okay, and apply. Okay, great. And then we have the same thing in here, matches with this axis. We say apply, and then this axis matches with maybe that axis, apply. Okay, great. I think we are in good shape, and maybe if I go to this line and this line and then apply. Okay, and here there is a little bit of funky stuff going on, so I'm gonna just click on this one and this one, apply. Okay, it's a little bit of offset. Okay, I don't like it, but we can, it's just a Cosmetic Line. So let me just maybe do it one more time. Okay, so I will just highlight this and then say delete. Okay, delete, and then this, I like this one. See that this is nicely zigzag. Okay, zigzag. And this one here on this side, what do I have in here? Okay, that's a straight down because it's just more aligned with the whole. So let's see if I can take this line here and go to axis. Again, this, we're gonna go with this one. We say apply, and then I can go this line, we're gonna match with that line. We say, or okay, so that's a zigzag. Okay, great, and we are in good shape. So we have taken care of that, and then close, and then apply. Now we can get rid of this axis here. So we have the Cosmetic Line, and it shows how this these components should be assembled. Okay, so if you add anything to this, any modification, remember to go back to Manage Views, and then click on Edit, Save, update default explode, yes. Update, yes, and close. Okay, all right. So now if I go explode, that means assembly, and let me see if I just look at that and then say this is our assembly, and that is nicely done. Okay, all right, we'll see you soon.